David, here we are in our beautiful studio in the Bills of Ibrox after 8-0 against Queen's Park.
Yep.
Several things to go into. You could regard it as a nice training game, but that would be, I think, a little bit disrespectful to Queen's Park and the challenge they kept up and the way they kept plodding away for 90 minutes. The first question, of course, for somebody who's deeply interested in Rangers history as yourself is, did we today see Tav's 150th career goal, or with the keeper punching it from the corner, does that count as an OG?
I've got him down for a hat trick. I must admit, so I'm giving him that one for the corner. He's now got 143 goals for Rangers. I heard in the press when it's 150 when you include other clubs, but I only care about Rangers goals. So 143 goals for Rangers, which is more than the likes of Chris Boyd's scored for Rangers. So he's never top scorer of this century.
The same goalkeepers last year for Queen's Park, Callum Ferry, he didn't, from his point of view, unfortunately have the same kind of tremendous game I thought he had last year. First half there was 5 goals, and if you look at Tav get 3, Nadiri get 2, Tochi get 2, and Majowski. So in terms of a workout, and I know it's been a little bit disrespectful, that was about as good as you could get in terms of people getting comfortable with scoring, people getting comfortable in their positions. What did you think overall of the quality of the goals?
Well, first thing I'll say is that I think Rangers approached the game today exactly the right way when you're playing a team like Queen's Park in the Cup. Two up front, 2 wingers, get the ball forward, get the ball in the box, get plenty of players up supporting, make plenty of chances, keep them under pressure, keep the ball moving. So I thought the way we approached the game, first and foremost, was absolutely spot on. In terms of the standard of goal, we scored quite a few goals from crosses and corners, which I think shows a bit of practice getting in it.
2 headers from Nadiri?
Yep. Yeah, one from a corner, one from a back post cross. So I think you can see there's a lot of effort getting in the training ground into set pieces and into crossing. But we also scored a couple of nice movement goals as well, especially the last one. I thought the last one was a terrific one.
That was, can't remember quite who started it off, but it was a lovely interplay between Thelo Asgard and Tochi to score.
Yeah, it was Tochi, maybe that's what I'll call it. I'm struggling to say Chuck Luani, but yeah, I thought the four new players all had solid games today. I think Nadiri will be the one who makes the headlines because he scored twice, and I think you can see why. He looks like a centre forward. He likes being in the penalty box, which I think is going to be important going forward.
I think it's good that they were taking up good positions. Obviously, against better defences, they might not get quite so easy a game. In terms of tougher games, in the coming week we've got Motherwell away and Hearts back here. Manager mentioned Dujon and Stirling, and how to use them and whatever. So he started today. How do you think he looked?
Played at centre half beside Giga. To be honest, he didn't have a great deal to do. The amount of defending he done was very little in that first half. I mean, Rangers scored 5 goals in the first half. So I think it was more about getting minutes into his legs than it was really anything else. I'm not sure how much he'll play over these 2 big games coming up. I think a lot depends on whether Fernandez comes back at the centre half. But I think he will play a part in both games.
And in terms of your favoured 4-4-2 formation, you got no doubt you'll tell us how many games it is since we last saw that been played. How do you think that worked, and do you think it would work against, with the players we've got and the way defences are now?
I think there's a place for it. I can't see it being the favoured formation on Wednesday night at Fir Park, for example. I think we'll want the extra man in midfield in games like that. When we're playing games against teams that we think are going to sit in, then I don't see any reason why that's not an option that we can use going forward.
And in terms of the players, I say 5-0 I thought was perhaps a little bit cruel on Queen's Park, and fair play to their fans who I think stayed almost to a man to the end, and they enjoyed their day out. they've not had their problems to seek in the Championship, although the good result the other week there, which suddenly made the Championship a lot more competitive. Their coach came in and was speaking away. He was downplaying it a little bit, but I felt there was also a genuine bit of pride in him for how his players had performed.
The one thing I think I would say about Queen's Park is they didn't resort to kicking us off the park, which I think you might have seen some other smaller teams doing. In a game they were getting overrun, there was a lot of goals going in their net. You could easily have resorted to a more physical approach. They did try and play the game. They packed it. They didn't get forward a couple of times. They had a goal disallowed in the first half. They made a game of it, but I think I said to you before the game I wasn't expecting anything like last year again. I think we're in a far better place than we were last year. And the gulf between the teams is pretty obvious.
Yeah. So all in all, a decent enough tryout for the players. A new formation which we may or may not see again. But you well content with today's work?
I don't think I'm ever going to be discontent at an 8-0 win at home. I was saying earlier on, the first time I ever saw Rangers play Queen's Park was in the Scottish Cup in 1974, and it finished Rangers 8, Queen's Park 0. So I'm back to my childhood today. I'm not expecting another 8-0 between now and the end of the season, but Rangers are on a roll, if you'll pardon the expression, and one may continue.
Thanks, David. Thanks a million.
Okay.